Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the first lecture of our course, An Introduction to English Language Teaching. In this lecture, we will know about the objectives or the goals of this course, what is it about, and what are you going to learn. Later, we will start with the first chapter, which is entitled The Self-Developed Language Teacher. Now let's start with the objectives of the course. What are the goals? What are the purposes of this course? The major purpose of this course is providing you with ways to work on the development of your teaching and classroom practices. So it provides you with the different ways, different strategies, different techniques to help you work on developing your own teaching and your own classroom practices. It offers ways that you, as a prospective English foreign language teacher or English second language teacher, can develop your teaching through a process of exploration. So the first thing, it helps you to explore your teaching, and through the exploration of your teaching, it will offer you, ways to work on developing your own teaching. This course also provides discussion on the different English teaching settings around the world and teaching issues associated with them. So you will see throughout the course that we will have certain discussions about the status of English language setting in different classes around the world and what are the teaching issues associated with them. It also provides, the course also provides discussions, examples, and illustrations of how English foreign language and English second language teaching can be taught as interaction among people, how classrooms can be managed, how teachers and students can make use of authentic language materials like media and technology, and the significance of culture for both students and teachers. Within the course, within the passage of the course, you will be introduced to certain discussions and examples taken from different EFL settings, English foreign language settings, and how can we, teach the English foreign language as interaction among the students whom we are teaching, and how can we manage classrooms. Okay, how can we direct classrooms, and how can we manage the students inside the classroom. So the management of activities, the management of the students inside the classroom, and how we as teachers and our learners as the students use authentic teaching materials. Okay, teaching materials that are not specifically made for teaching. We can make use of such materials in the process of teaching English language, and we will see how we can benefit from such authentic materials. Okay, why do we need to use authentic materials? Because authentic materials provide the actual use of the English language in daily life situations. Okay, what else? We will note how media is related to English language teaching and how it affects English language teaching, and technology as well. So the use of the internet, the use of computer, the use of cell phones, how all these things can benefit the process of English language teaching and English language learning. And of course, we also need to know about the significance of culture for both the students and teachers. So these students should know about the culture of the language they are studying. They should know about everything about the culture. So they know about the literature of the language they are learning. They know about fine arts. They know about the customs and traditions of the people who are the native speakers of the language they are studying. So they should know about the feast, the festivals that those people celebrate. Like for example, they should know about the Christmas, the Halloween, the Thanksgiving, and the other festivals. Okay, so they should be introduced to all these cultural aspects in order to know more about the culture they are learning. In addition to this course shows how English foreign language and English second language teachers teach students to comprehend the spoken English and to converse in English and to read for meaning and to process writing. So this course will show you, okay, as a prospective English language teacher, how to teach students to understand spoken English, okay, to understand the English language as it is spoken by the native speakers of the language, and to use this language in conversation, in speaking, how to use it in speaking, and how to read for meaning, and also how to process writing, okay, to analyze writing and to write as well. Okay, so this course will provide all these all these opportunities. Now, introduction. Teachers in general need to reflect on their teaching. So teachers in general, whether they are new teachers, okay, or they are old teachers, okay, or experienced teachers, they all need to think about their teaching. Okay, they need to analyze their teaching. Of course, effective teachers are first to admit that no matter how good a lesson is, their practice can always be improved. So, the good teachers are the first ones to admit that, okay, regardless of the wellness of their teaching lessons, okay, they always need to work on improving them. Okay, no matter whether the lesson is good, okay, or it is not that good. Okay, in both cases they believe that they can work on improving that lessons. So the teacher reflection is important because, why is it important? Why the teacher's reflection on his or her own teaching is important? It is important because it's a process that helps them to collect, record, and analyze everything that happened in the lesson. So it is important for all these things. The teacher will be able to collect samples of his teaching and to record the lessons. Okay, why? To analyze everything that happened in the lesson. This allows teachers to move from just experiencing into understanding. Okay, so the teacher will be moved a step forward, okay, if he does all these things. Okay, at first he was experiencing teaching. Now, when he reflects on his own teaching, he will be able to understand what is going on inside his or her classroom. If teachers don't question themselves about what their experiences mean, and if they don't think actively about these experiences, okay, research has shown that they won't make any changes, and therefore they won't improve. Okay, so if the teachers say no, it is useless to question about what our experiences are, what do they mean, okay, and we don't think actively about such experiences. Now, the researchers has shown that such teachers who do not reflect, who do not ask about what is going on inside their teaching classrooms, they are the ones who will never make changes, and they are the ones who are not going to improve. Okay, they are not going to improve because what? They don't question the way they are teaching. They don't question what is going on inside the classrooms. So when teachers collect information regarding activities in their classrooms and take time to analyze them from a distance, they can identify more than just what worked and what didn't. So if the teachers work on collecting information regarding the activities they use inside their classrooms, and if they take the time to analyze these activities from a distance, they can identify, what worked for them and what did not work. And this will help them to think about ways of improvement. So they will be able to look at the underlying principles and beliefs that define the way that they work. Okay, so they will work on identifying what principles, what beliefs that define the way that they work. Okay, so what makes the ways work? Okay, so they will understand these principles that make the successful ways be successful. So they can work on adding more success to these activities. And of course, if they feel that certain activities, certain techniques worked less, also they will understand what makes them work less, and so they will work on them to improve them. So this kind of self-awareness is a powerful ally for a teacher, especially when so much of what and how they teach can change in the moment. Of course, this self-reflection, this reflection, this exploration process is going to be a very powerful tool for the teacher, especially when he identifies what works and what does not work well. So this will give him the chance to improve, to change. Okay. The effect of reflective teaching. Now, what is the effect of reflecting teaching? Encouraging reflective practice in schools not only benefits individual teachers but the school as a whole. So the process of reflecting on the process of teaching is going to benefit the teachers themselves and the schools which are hiring them. So developing a culture of reflective practice improves schools by creating a strong foundation for continuously improving teaching and learning. So this culture of reflecting on the teaching process improves the schools in that they will create a strong foundation for continuous improvement of teaching and learning. Okay? It sends the message that learning is important for both students and adults. So the process of reflecting on the teaching also sends a message that the improvement of the teaching and learning is important for both the teachers and the learners, and that everyone is committed to supporting it, and everyone should commit himself or herself to support reflecting on the process of teaching, and in turn this will reflect on the improvement of the teaching process. So reflection creates an environment of collaboration as teachers question and adapt both their own practice and that of their colleagues. So again, the process of reflection can be, of different sides. So we can help each other as teachers. We can collaborate with each other to to question about what is going on inside our classrooms, and to adapt our own practices and the practices of our colleagues in such a way that will push the wheels of teaching and learning forward. So teachers can team up. Okay, the teachers can make teams, drawing on expertise and offer each other support. So they make teams, they make use of their expertise, and they offer each one of them support. This develops best practices across the school, and this will result in a more productive environment, in a more productive working environment. What are the benefits of being a reflective teacher? First, professional growth. Firstly, and most importantly, reflective practice is the key to improvement. So when you reflect about your teaching, this means that you are seeking for improvement, and you will improve. If teachers don't think or don't analyze or don't evaluate their professional practice, they cannot improve. So teachers who don't do these things are not going to change. So they are not going to improve. Also, once teachers start to take ownership of their teaching practices, in this way their confidence grows. Okay, once they take or speak about the self-reflection practices, they are going to gain confidence, and so that they are going to improve. Benefit number two, keeping up to date and innovative. Just as you wouldn't want to be operated on by a surgeon who wasn't familiar with the latest techniques, we probably won't want to be taught by someone who does not know their subject or the best ways of teaching and learning. So this is a good metaphor to start with. So suppose that you need a procedure, certain procedure that is related to your health. So are you going to consult a surgeon who is up to date, who updated his information, he updated his techniques, or you are going to go to a classical surgeon? Of course not. Of course, you are going to consult the surgeon who has updated his techniques. Okay, he is familiar with the latest techniques of doing that procedure. So the same thing happens in teaching. Of course, we don't want to learn from teachers who are classical teachers and who are using the oldest teaching methods and techniques. Of course not. We should consult teachers who are up to date, who updated their techniques, and who know about the latest ideas, the latest approaches, and the latest techniques in language teaching. So this will maximize the success. Okay, so this is another benefit of being a reflective teacher, that the reflective teacher is going to update his techniques, and he will be up to date with these techniques. Number 3, understanding learners. So reflective practice encourages teachers to understand their learners and their abilities and their needs. Reflection helps teachers to put themselves in their students' shoes, which is something many school teachers do. Okay, so Stephen Brockfield believes that, okay, an educationalist, okay, Stephen Brockfield believes that of all the pedagogic tasks teachers face, getting inside a student's head is one of the trickiest. It is also the most crucial. So, when you reflect about your teaching practices inside the classroom, you will be able to understand your learners. You will be able to understand their abilities and their needs. So you will be able to understand what kind of learners you have. Okay, what learning strategies do they use? So for example, we have different types of learning styles. We have visual learners, we have auditory learners, we have kinesthetic learners, and we have logical mathematical learners. So you should know about the individual differences of your learners. Okay, so that in this way, if you get into the minds of your students, you will be able to design activities and techniques that are appropriate, that are suitable for their needs. Okay, so in this way, when you understand them, when you understand your learners, it means that you will be able to design activities and techniques that will help them to develop their English language abilities. Okay. Number 4, benefit number 4, developing reflective learners. So reflective teachers are more likely to develop reflective learners. So if teachers practice reflection, they can more effectively encourage learners to reflect on, analyze, evaluate, and improve their own learning. These are key skills in developing them to become independent learners. So when the teachers reflect on their teaching, they also will help their learners to reflect on their learning. Okay, so they will help the students to analyze their learning. Okay, they will help them to analyze their learning, and so they discover themselves and what works for them, what the learning styles they are following, so they can work on their learning style. So when they reflect on their learning style, when they analyze their learning style, they evaluate it, so they will be able to improve it. So they will work on the powerful points about their learning, and they will try also to improve the less powerful, aspects of their learning. This will help the learners to be independent learners. Okay, this will help them to be independent learners. Now, there are some central factors to self-development. What are they? Number 1, no doubt that development takes time. So the first crucial factor related to self-development is time. Okay, so it takes time to observe communication in the English foreign language classrooms, and also to visit other teachers' classes, as well as to write in a journal and to talk to others about teaching. So the time factor is built into the teacher education program. So in the teacher development program, in the teacher education program, time is a crucial aspect. So teachers in service programs or those working independently on their development have less time. Nonetheless, teachers who believe that development is important need to make commitment to devote time to their development. So the first crucial factor is that teachers should devote time to their development. They should devote time to take samples of their teaching, to collect samples, to analyze these samples, to evaluate these samples, and to find ways to work on developing the teaching style. So the first thing is what is time. Then number 2, development requires a lasting commitment. So it means that the teachers should commit themselves to develop continuously. Okay. Teaching development is not something to do only in a teacher education program or at the beginning of a teaching career. No. Okay. Teaching development should happen all the time. So rather, even the most experienced teacher can learn new things about teaching, and development is enhanced when the teacher makes a commitment to ongoing development. So you should make a commitment that you will keep developing yourself. So this is the second crucial factor, which is the lasting commitment. Number 3, development is enhanced through problem solving. When teachers recognize problems and work at solving them, they can discover new ways to teach and discover more about their role as a teacher. So, in the teaching process, sometimes teachers face problems. So when they face problems, they need to reflect on their teaching. They need to find a way to solve that problem. So when we recognize the problems and we work on solving these problems, now we can discover new ways to teach, and we can discover more about our role as teachers. So the second thing is what is working on a problem solving. This is the third point. This is the third factor. Number 4, development is also enhanced through exploration for exploration's sake. Teachers can discover much by exploring simply to explore, not just to solve a problem. Such exploration can be based on pure interest, for example, trying an approach that is the opposite of one you love simply to see what occurs, or trying a new approach or technique simply because it sounds interesting. So sometimes development happens or enhanced through not trying to solve problems, but for the exploration's sake. This for a pure interest in exploring new techniques, new methods, because you need to add, for example, say you need to add fun and enjoyment to your classes. So you should try in new approaches, although the ones that you are using are working and are giving good results, but also you need sometimes to break the routine. Yes, we say break the routine. So try to use new techniques, okay, to see what is going on. And so, of course, when you break routine, it means that you can avoid dullness of certain activities, or you are going to add more excitement to your teaching. Number 5, development is enhanced by paying attention to and reviewing the basics of English foreign language teaching. Although, okay, so you need also to pay attention and to review the basics of English foreign language teaching. So you need to every now and then you need to review the basics of English foreign language teaching, the basics of English foreign language techniques and the principles. So you need to know about these things. Okay, these things will provide you opportunities to interact in the English language and to manage the classroom behavior, and it will help you to find new materials, and you can use new authentic materials in your teaching. Okay, so you have to pay attention and you review the basics of the EFL language teaching. Development is enhanced by searching out opportunities to develop. Okay, so you have to search about new opportunities to develop your teaching. So you should seize opportunities to read about teaching. Okay, and you should attend teaching seminars and workshops, and you participate in other activities that give you chances to reflect on your teaching and see new teaching possibilities. So you have to seize opportunities. You have take whatever attainable chances for development. So you have to read articles about new teaching methods. You have to attend seminars and workshops and conferences. Okay, that will give you new information about the teaching process inside the language classroom. Number 7, self-development of teaching beliefs and practices requires the cooperation of others. So it takes others who are willing to observe us, listen to us, and talk with us about our teaching. So we need administrators, students, other teachers, and friends to help us succeed with our development. Without their cooperation, self-development is very difficult, as there is neither any source for feedback nor any stimulus for ideas. So self-development also requires cooperation with others. So we have to ask our colleagues, we have to ask our administrators, and we have to ask our students to reflect, to provide us with feedback about our learning, about our teaching. So once we get a feedback, it means that we can analyze that feedback and we can work on the less effective ways that we are using, and we can improve them. So cooperation is another crucial factor for teacher self-development. That's all for today. Thank you, and I wish you the best of luck.